Every city or town has its quirks, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is no different. So if you're thinking about moving here and you're wondering what it's really like to live in this fun, touristy beach town, then stick around, because in this video I'm going to go over 7 weird things that you need to know before you make your move to the area. Hey, welcome back, and if you're new here, my name is Nick, and on this channel I talk about things to do here in Myrtle Beach. I give tips and advice about the area, and of course I talk about the real estate. So if you're thinking about relocating to the area, then be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and tap the little notification bell while you're at it. This way you can be the first to know about what's going on here in Myrtle Beach. I get calls every single day from people just like you who are moving to the area, so if you ever have any questions or if I can help you find home here at the beach, then feel free to reach out. You can click the first link down in the description to schedule a call with me. Alright, today I'm going to be sharing some weird facts about the Myrtle Beach area that you might be interested in knowing before you make your move here. Now, I don't think anything on this list is super crazy or outlandish or will make you change your mind about moving here to the beach, but hey, you never know. And be sure to stick around till the end, because fact number 7 is definitely the most important on the list. No, but really, most of this stuff isn't negative at all, like fact number 1, which is that Myrtle Beach is the self-proclaimed miniature golf capital of the world. Myrtle Beach has over 50 mini golf or putt-putt courses along the Grand Strand, each with their own set of themes and challenges. One of my favorites is Mount Atlanticus in downtown Myrtle Beach, right next to the zip line. And if miniature golf isn't challenging enough for you, you'll be happy to know that we have close to 90 real golf courses in the area as well. And that segues us into our next weird fact, which is that golf courses are not restricted to use on golf courses. They can be used as a legitimate mode of transportation on roads and highways in the area where the speed limit is less than 35 miles per hour. So yes, depending on where you decide to live, you may be able to golf cart to the beach, to the grocery store, to restaurants, or even to your doctor's appointments. Now, golf carts do need to be registered and insured. Their drivers do need to be licensed, and you can only travel up to 4 miles away from your home during daylight hours. But the golf cart lifestyle is big here in Myrtle Beach, and you will certainly see them everywhere. Now, the golf cart life and the beach life go hand in hand, which brings us into our next fact, which is that beach rules do change depending on the time of the year. One example of this is the rules regarding tents on the beach. Now, some beaches like Myrtle Beach and Surfside Beach do allow tents on the beach, but Myrtle Beach, for example, does not allow tents from Memorial Day to Labor Day. You're only allowed to have umbrellas. And this goes for pets on the beach as well. During the summer months, there are going to be restrictions to the time of day you can bring your dogs on the beach, and some beaches in the summer do not allow dogs at all. So be sure to check your rules for your local beach before heading out in the summer. Something else that changes in Myrtle Beach depending on the time of the year are going to be the hours of certain businesses and restaurants. And this is going to vary greatly depending on the location of the restaurant or the type of business. Some places might completely shut down during the winter months, but that is definitely not the norm. In most cases, a business or restaurant is just going to adjust their hours depending on the time of the year, so you just need to be aware and plan for that. For example, a kitchen during the summer months might be open until 10 or 11 p.m., but during the slower months, they might decide to shut down around 8 or 9 p.m. Now, if your favorite restaurant is a bit more touristy and they do decide to shut down during the winter months, then that is a great time to venture out and try a new spot. And believe me, there are plenty of options, because our next weird fact is that there are over 1,700 different restaurants in the greater Myrtle Beach area. And to give you an idea of how many places that is, you can eat out at breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day for a year and a half and still not hit every spot. Now, weird fact number 6 has to do with a question that I get all the time, which usually goes something like this. How will the locals feel about someone like me who is moving from insert whatever state you're from, the Northeast, Ohio, Michigan, whatever? And to that, my answer is always the same, and that most people in this area are just like you. They're transplants. You are more likely to have neighbors and run into people that are from your same state than you are to meet people who are actually from Myrtle Beach on a daily basis. I myself moved here from New York to Myrtle Beach about 7 years ago, and when I first moved down here, I met somebody who lived 20 minutes down the road from me in New York that I didn't know before I actually met somebody who is from Myrtle Beach. And our last weird fact kind of ties in with moving from out of state, and is that there are different property tax rates depending on whether you own your home here as a primary residence or as a second home. This is important to note because I have many clients who purchase a home here a year, 3 years, or even 5 years before they're actually ready to move to the area. You know, they use the home as a vacation home or they rent it out, and that's all great, but you have to know that you'll be paying a higher property tax rate on that home. For example, the average effective tax rate here in Horry County is about 0.37%. Now, the actual calculation to get that is a little bit more complicated, but this will get you pretty close. So for example, on a $500,000 home, you multiply that by 0.37% and you get $1,850, which is what you can expect to pay on average for that home as your primary residence in taxes. But if that were your second home, if you're using it to vacation to, if you're renting it out, you're going to pay 3 times that, which is still a lot less than a lot of other states, but it's definitely something to note. And remember, that is not permanent. So if you're thinking about buying a second home here that you're going to use once in a while and then you're eventually going to move to the area, then you'd be able to get that primary tax rate once you actually do so. All right, so some of the items on this list are just fun to know, like Myrtle Beach being the self-proclaimed miniature golf capital of the world, and others are a little bit more important, like knowing the difference between the primary home and secondary home tax rate, and might affect when you decide to actually buy your home here at the beach. Either way, you now know a little bit more about the area, so you can be better prepared to make your move. If you found any of this information helpful or fun, then don't forget to hit that like button below, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button as well for more great videos like this in the future. And if you're ready to make your move here to Myrtle Beach, then I would love to chat with you. Go ahead and click the first link down in the description to schedule a call with me. I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.